Antonio, Trinidad, working at the Hilton Long Beach for 8 years, making $10.04 an hour. I have 2 daughters. They are 17 and 13. And I like my kids to go to college someday. I want a good future for them. So having their own home, and I can rent a 2-bedroom because it's more than 1,000 like that. My wife is disabled and I'm the only one working.
I am a cancer survivor.
She was in remission for 5 years and it came back in 2006. Buying medical for the family is a little bit too much for me.
There's a lot of poverty here in Long Beach, and this should concern all of us. You know, Long Beach is a tourist city here in Southern California, and a lot of people come here because it's fun. It's a great city to come to. But what the tourists don't know is that there's another side to this coin. Once you go past the nice hotels and the great attractions, you find that right around the corner is a city that's destitute, a city that's struggling to make ends meet, a city that can't feed their families. And this is something that people that come here to Long Beach need to know about.
Well, Long Beach has a particular profile in terms of poverty. It has a very high concentration of poverty, even compared to Los Angeles. And it has experienced economic growth in recent years, but that economic growth has not reduced poverty. In fact, poverty has grown along with economic growth. So Long Beach city fathers and residents have been concerned about this issue, and a lot of discussion has taken place, particularly by people involved in public schools and in social service groups, about what to do about this, because the impact is very broad. It affects the people who are poor, but it also affects everybody who lives in Long Beach.
Unfortunately, the city of Long Beach does have a high poverty rate. We have a tremendous number of children and families that are not living the way that we think they should be living because of the income. It's not something that we're proud of in the city.
The hotel workers are critical to Long Beach itself. Long Beach prides itself on the tourism business. That's at the heart of how the city receives its revenue, and the workers are the ones who keep those hotels functioning, and yet they make wages that are so low that they can't even afford to live here in the city. Some of the workers have spent several years working at the major hotels all along Ocean Boulevard and around the convention center and make less than $10 an hour. You can have 2 hotel workers married to each other, and their combined incomes aren't enough to be able to afford the rent here or to raise a family here.
Pago $800 de renta más 200 por los servicios. No me alcanza ni para comprarme una ropa nueva ni un juguetito para mi bisnieto.
I pay $800 a month for rent and $200 for utilities. I don't have enough to even buy new clothes or to buy a toy for my grandchild.
The kids of hotel workers that are in our school live in 1-bedroom apartment because their parents cannot afford the rent in Long Beach because of the low wages they received from the hotels. And we visited houses that we have 7 children in the house and mom and dad in a one-bedroom apartment, and it's very usual to come into those houses and see bunk beds in the living room by the kitchen table.
Now, the city has invested a lot, and when I say a lot, they have invested millions and millions of dollars to make City of Long Beach a destination point. The city is now a tourist city where people come to enjoy our beautiful shoreline, they enjoy our arts, and the first people they see when they come into the city are the hotel workers. The fact that we encourage people to spend a lot of money, and we've spent a lot of money to get them to spend money, I think that it's only fair that we ensure that the workers who make these people comfortable make a living wage, and we need to get this done.
So we came together and we are building a great coalition. We have clergy, workers, labor, community coming together to solve these problems. It's called the Long Beach Coalition for Good Jobs and a Healthy Community. And we have two main goals. Number one is to stop the growing amount of poverty in Long Beach. And number two is to improve the working conditions and the lives of these workers that are working in these hotels and working in this industry.
Well, this is why I became involved, especially. I believe that the city really has to be responsible. If they give subsidies to develop a particular part of the city economy, they are public representatives, they're elected officials, appointed officials, and they are the mediator between the citizens and the business groups and the economic development groups. They must represent our interests and the interests of the majority, as well as the interests of the particular investors that are investing. So it's their job to watch out for us.
The city has invested a lot of money in creating this idea that is the place to come. I would like to see hotel workers be part of that prosperity, not just the hotel owners or the big companies, but also the workers, because they live in Long Beach and they work in Long Beach and they deserve to have livable wages.
It's a justice issue. It's important to me. It's important to my congregation. We've had workers here, both from the hotel industry and also some of the truck drivers from the ports, speaking in our services and helping people understand what's happening with the justice issues in their jobs.
It's time that the City of Long Beach does something about this important issue. We have to make sure that these hotel workers get paid a living wage. The hotels themselves are set in their ways. They haven't changed and won't change if we don't push them to do the right thing.
I mean, there's a lot of excitement on this campaign. We have teachers, academics, workers, students, everybody coming together because they know this is the right thing to do. And the city's not alone in supporting these workers. Everybody knows that the best thing for them is to earn a living wage. It's the one way to fight out of poverty. It's the one way to provide a good future for their families and for the city of Long Beach. It's a small step, but it's a significant step.